This movie came out during Oscars weekend a year ago, and I don't know if it exceeded just about all public expectations. I don't know, maybe did the reception exceed your expectations? I mean, it's been through the roof, the hemisphere, right? I mean, in every way.
Yeah, I mean, the best part about it really is, well, my shoelace. Why didn't you tell me? Fuck it. The best part is that I started seeing art inspired by the film, inspired by the idea of the sunken place, which just kind of seemed to resonate, like almost like that was putting a name on that feeling was sort of needed. And I started seeing all this art come in on my my Instagram. People were tagging me on Instagram, and beautiful art, just jumping off of this concept. A lot of it was Daniel's face, you know, that kind of now iconic thing of him crying, and the whole conversations, the conversation that the movie surrounding the movie is fascinating, and I find like I think that image of Daniel works the way it does is because we don't really have that image portrayed much of a black man scared, vulnerable, accessing his darkest trauma. It almost felt like, you know, black men haven't been allowed to be vulnerable in pop culture in that way, and so I think that's part of why, you know, this is what's important. This is why horror movies are important, is because this is the way that we face our fears, and to not have and explore all the images out there that people really, you know, to not have the image of the vulnerable, frightened black person out there. We're not expressing. People aren't hearing that we are afraid, that we are in pain. It's very connected to, you know, the lack of, you know, a substanceful, you know, response when it comes in terms to violence against black people by cops. Thank you. If we don't put these images out there, and if we're not allowed to put these images out there, if they're being silenced, if they're being taken away, if we're being called sons of bitches for standing up for our own,
Or kneeling down.
For kneeling down, then that's what the sunken place is. Thank you.
A last question, continuing on that line of thought. You know, this movie came out just about a month after we were introduced to the 45th, or the inauguration of the 45th president. That, I think, perpetuated. There would have been a lot of think pieces and conversations from the film anyway, but that certainly, I think, poured fuel on the fire, because this is something people realize we need to look a lot, you know, more seriously at the issues that it raises, which begs the question, and I hope it's a fair one. You know, a lot of people are clamoring for a sequel. Is there any chance that could happen?
Well, you know, I wouldn't, you know, I'm definitely open to it. I love the world of this movie, but to be honest, I would never, let's just put it this way. I would never do a sequel if I didn't think it was going to beat the original.
It's a high bar. It's great.